Okay, Dominic, we have a CVT lesson here for you. Rough cut. A song called Dress to Kill. You want to tune flat for this. You wanted all the rhythm, and I picked a couple of the in-between solos, and then just to mess with you, I took part of the main solo and added it. I figured you'd really like that. You'll be alright with it, dude. It's right before the sweep picking thing, so I think we picked a good one, man. That'll be really helpful to you, dude. This should be right at a level where you don't get overwhelmed. I did put like a basic EQ down, which I'm putting on all the CVTs. Lows estimate 7 to 8, mids 5 to 6, highs 7 to 9. As far as effects used, it's reverb. I put estimation of 3, and then there's some delay you can hear in the solo. Everything's notated, all that good stuff. 3 pages, and everything's time-stamped. You know the deal, man. You've done enough of these CVTs. So section 1, you know, from 0 seconds to 9 seconds, we're going to start with that. And make sure you're tuned flat. Half step down for this. Let's do it. Alright, here's what we're going to do. First chord. I had to listen kind of close on this because it just sounds like a regular power chord, but it's more than that. You want to bar the 2nd fret on the A and D string. Then we need 4th fret G and 5th fret B. Good idea to mute underneath that low E. And this should be kind of muting the high E, just in case you hit it. But it's strings 5 through 2. Maybe check them, you know, as an arpeggio. Alright, so we're going to hit those 4 strings, then we're going to rest. And then there's 2 more following that. Rest, and then another one. Okay, let me play it first, and then we'll break it down. Alright, so we already went over that first part. The next thing that comes in is 4A, 6D. And I don't know if you're doing this, Dominic, just make sure on your power chords you mute underneath, you know. It's just a good habit, man, and I do the same underneath. Just keeps you safe, man. If you accidentally hit a string, you know it'll be muted out. So what we're doing is a half step ascending slide. So we'll go 4-6, slide to 5-7, and there's an open A in there, in between it. First I thought it was an open E. Later on, they make it an open E. And then, so after that open A, you just repeat the 4-6, AD, slide to 5-7. So it does it twice. And then you start over. And then, one of the solos that I picked was this intro one, which is going to be the most difficult part of this CVT lesson. So using some of these little blues riffs, you're going to go 14G and 13B. Middle and first finger is probably the best for this. And we're going to slide it a whole step up to 16, 15, and then alternate picking after that on those 2 strings. So after you slide, oops, you'll go up, down, up, down, up, down, and slide it to approximately fret 12 and 11. I don't know if I did this in any of your other CVT lessons, but on these slides, I'm trying to give the general idea of how far to slide. It's not that you're hearing it go like, it's not like that. It's giving you a roundabout for the effect of that slide as to where to stop it. You don't want to hang out on that slide though. Alright, and then you're going to repeat that, but this time when you slide, you're only going to go strum, slide, up, down, up. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then do it again, but when you slide this time, it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's a lot of them. How many is that? After you slide, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. And then we're going to move this little chord chunk, is what it is back a half step to 15, 14, go 6 times, alternate, starting with the down. Think triplets if you have to, triple it, triple it. So, oops. Oops. Triplets, yes. Then move it another half step back to 14, 13. Down, up, slide to around 6, 7. Or down, up. So it's not a triplet on that, it's 4 times. So, I mean, if you don't land right at 6, 7, don't worry about it. That's your basic idea, is where to stop the slide, alright? And then this riff, really a cool way of doing some pentatonics, man. It goes... I'm doing too much. Actually, that's a good subgroup. Let's break it down now. 14D, downstroke on this, 3rd finger. And then when you go to the 12th fret G, which is next, you're going to upstroke that. Hammer 13, pull 12, hammer 13. Actually, that alone's cool for a subgroup. But I think a better subgroup is to add the upstroke on 12B, which is next. So, okay, next thing is 13, 12, 13, no, my bad. It's yeah, it is. It's 13G, and then 12, 14, 12, 14 on the B, and that's going to be pick, hammer, pull, hammer. And then upstroke 12E. Another good subgroup, right? If you went from that 13G. Because it's the same concept as far as pick, pick, hammer, pull. Oops. See how it's the same little concept? Just connect them without pausing. Cool run, man. And then some descending stuff. 14 pull to 12, hammer 14, pull to 12 on the B, and that starts with the down. And then down on 13G, up on 12E. And then 13 pull to 12, hammer 13, pull to 12, slide to 11 on the G. So, moderate tempo. I like that, man. That was the most interesting run, I thought, in this for solo. Then after that, because you will have a rest, and then we're going to go 19 high E, and that's going to be a half step, no, a step and a half bend. And that, so in other words, you're bending it to sound like fret 22. Alright, that's it for solo 1. Then we go to section 2, and this is going to be played 4 times. This is the verse where the vocals come in. Paul Shortino, the man. I remember this dude sang for Quiet Riot back in the late 80s after Kevin DuBrow, and he's got some pipes on him, man. Reminds me a little bit of the dude from Mr. Big and the dude that was singing for Motley for a while. Just got that raspy, really cool, strong voice. So anyways, here's what happens in the verse. And like I said, this is 4 times. It goes... Alright, so 2 things happen in there. They sound the same, but there's some differences. Palm mute the open E. Before you do that, go ahead and bar the 2nd fret on the A and D. That's how I do it, as opposed to using 2 fingers. Less fingers, the quicker all this stuff tends to happen. But, you know, if you're more comfortable that way, cool. I think you'll end up liking the bar better, though. Alright, so we have... So after you hit the A and D on the 2nd fret, you do a rest as well. So... And then hit it again, let it ring. And then this part, which we used in section 1, it's got a different open string in it. 4A, 6D, slide to 5-7. But now we're going to palm mute the open E. and then do the 4/6, slide to 5/7 again. So you have. So the first half of section 2. Now the second half starts the same way with the open E palm muted. You still do the bar here on the 2nd fret A and D. And then this time it's a bigger chord. 2/2 barred on the A and D, but he's adding 4th fret G and 4th fret B. We did this at the very beginning, section 1. Okay, so you have. Cool thing is you're halfway there, right? Because you're already barring the 2nd fret on the A and D. You just got to add 4G, 5B. And then that ending's the same. So I'll play that 2 times through for you, section 2. And that's it for page 1. Page 2 comes up. This is section 3. And I believe this is the chorus. 54 seconds to 1:09 in the song. A lot of rock metal players would play their G chord different than you may see in like a chord book, where you'll see it like this or like this. And it just sounds really cool. I can see why. You'll go middle finger 3E, mute the A. You're naturally probably going to do that. And then open D and G. And then we need 3rd fret on the B. And then that should kind of be muting out the high E. So you'll end up going twice with a rest in between them. Let me play the part. Oops. So, let's break this down. We did the G twice. And then middle finger's where it needs to be. 3rd fret low E, pick, do a 1/4 step bend. If you listen, you'll probably hear that in there. And then open A, and then 2nd fret D and G. I'm barring those and hitting strings 5, 4, and 3. But that's going to have the same rhythm as the G chord. In other words, so once rest, once again, let it rain. And then the very first chord in this song, set up for that. 2/2 AD, 4G, and 5B. But before you hit those, go open E and then hit those 4 strings. And then up to 5D, 7G. Fingering don't matter. 1 and 3 or 1 and 4. So it'd be. And then right back to the 2/2, 4, 5. Okay, so. Then you go back to the G chord. Repeat it. Up to that, we go through the bend, that 1/4 step on 3 on the low E, into the open A, 2 D and G. And then this time I'm hearing open A, 2 D, 2 G, and open B, which could be the other guitar player, and the other one may be the same, but to keep it fresh and interesting, we'll do that. Or you could go open A, 2 D, and 4 G. Either way, you'll be catching a B note in there. Okay, so from the middle of section 3. And then it ends with. And these are just some power chords. Open A, 2D, 2A, 4D. And then palm mute that 2nd fret off the A string, immediately following it. So it's, and do that twice. So, and then hit the 2A, 4D twice. Rest. So that sounds like this. And then up around fret 17 on the low E, slide that to around fret 3. And this D chord will come in on the accent. That's open A, open D, 2G, 3B. And I'm muting out the high E. Okay? Really fat chord, I love it. Okay, solo number 2 I showed you. This is 9G, 7D, and it'll be 5 times of going. So you'll go. And then same concepts, but moving down, descending to 7/6 on the G. All right, but it won't be 5 times. It's just going to be 7/6, 7/6, 7/6. Or same thing on 6 and 4. So, and then the last little chunk is, well, no, it's not the last chunk, but 2G, pick, hammer 4, pull 2, hammer 4, pull 2, hammer 4, pull 2. And you may not want to count them, dude. Just kind of go for it. It's just a bunch of hammer pulls. So. And then open D, hammer to the 2nd fret, open D, hammer to 2nd, open D, hammer to 2nd, like a Hendrix thing. Actually, no, that'll be three times of those. Yeah. And then go open D, hammer to 2, pull to open, and catch an open G after that. Then 17B, whole step bend, vibrato. So you have. And then 22, high E, whole step bend, vibrato. Actually, I think that's whammy. No, you're just going to hit it in whammy. So you'll go. And then with the whammy bar. When you do those things, take these fingers, kind of mute out some of the strings above it. Because when you're whamming, this is going to vibrate those strings. This will keep everything clean till you just hear the high E. Lynch did that a lot. And DeMartini. Okay, that's it for the 2nd solo. So you can breathe, man. Most of the solos are done, but I did throw a little surprise part of the main solo at the end of this for you, just for kicks. You're going to go section 2 6 times, section 3 up to the star 2 times, and then continue. That'll be self-explanatory on your tabs. Then we move to the last page. Oh, you know what? This is 4 pages. My bad. No, it's 3 pages. We're good. We're on page 3, section 4, 252 to 326. It's that little breakdown where it kind of drops pretty low. You're going to do octaves: 5A, muted D, 7G. When you do this stuff, you know, try to mute the low E and the B to be safe. And you'll hit 5 through 3, slide it to 7, 9. 5 through 3 meaning the string numbers. Hit it again once you get there. So, and then 4A, muted D, 6G, and you'll go. It's like mimicking the beginning. Slide it to 5/7, and then repeat that, and then pick the 5/7 or strum it. Okay, and that'll slide into nothing. You'll go. Then 5A, hammer to 7. Back to these 4A, 6G octaves, sliding it to 5/7. And this time palm mute the open E, and then do the 4/6, slide to 5/7 again. So it's. Alright, that'll be 2 times. You'll see double dots in there. When it comes out of all that stuff, you'll have this E7 sharp 9 chord. It's the Hendrix chord. 7A, 6D, 7G, 8B. And you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4. No, it looks like 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it'll be 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Actually, it's 16 times of that, and just build it. You know what I mean? 7. Then you got section 3 up to the star 3 times, then continue. That'll make sense when you see your tabs. Section 1 2 times, and then to be a character, I threw in part of the main solo from 228 right up until before that sweep comes in, and it's 22 high E. You'll bend twice, and then vibrato. And then 15 E to 18B whole step bend vibrato. Okay, and then after that, go, this is a cool little run, man. 14G bend release, pull off to 12, and then alternate pick 14, 12 on the D. So you'll go. And then the next one is slide that to nothing. Unison bends, 12B, 14G. That'll all make sense. We're running out of time on this video here, so. And then to end it, go. See. I hope this video didn't cut off, but that last line after the unison bends, you got some octaves, 9G to 12E. Fret hand mute the G, go to 8G up, half step bend, and then 9B. Pre-bend 7G and release it. Vibrato, and then natural harmonics on 5D and G. Whammy. And then 3rd fret, natural harmonic kind of in between the frets, but push the bar down first. And drop it. And we're out of time.